Buenas. This is the You Live Where show. My name is Diego, and I've been an expat now for 10 years, and it's been the best 10 years of my life. And along the way, I've come across people who would like to live and do what I do, or something similar, or just interested in the way that I or we live our lives. So, the best way that I can provide any value to you at home is by having conversations with expats or people who own homes overseas. This week, we're talking to a woman named Michelle. She lives in South America. She jumps between Paraguay, Brazil, Argentina, but very interesting. She's got some great gems for us, so I'm excited for this one. Enjoy.
Michelle, thank you so much for taking the time out to speak to me, man. This is awesome. I really appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to hearing this story. Thank you so much for coming on
Yeah,
our show.
you're very welcome. I'm grateful to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
So, I've been watching a lot of your TikTok stuff to catch up and be able to do this interview right. The only thing I'm a little lost on is where exactly, because you're jumping from Paraguay to Brazil to Argentina, like that shit's just down the block. Like I see you, yeah, I'm going to Paraguay this afternoon. So where are you that you could get around like that?
Right. We have a rental property on the Brazil side of things. So
Okay.
I'm in Brazil right now talking to you, but I'm about 30 minutes from the border of
Okay.
Paraguay.
Okay.
So, but our main home and our properties that we've already purchased are all in Paraguay.
Okay. Okay. All right. So
Yes,
now, all right. So I'm clear. So we're going to back it up a little bit.
sure.
You're from America originally, yes?
I was born in Germany, but I'm an American citizen. My mother was in the army, so I was born in Germany in the 80s. And when my mom went to the war, I got stuck in the States. But I luckily met my husband back in 1999, and yeah, in Atlanta. So we have been in the States since then, and we just left last year. So 400 and like 30 something days ago, we left the States, and we haven't been back.
All right. So where did you get the like, all right. So obviously you have a family, you've been moving, you've been traveling since very young, right? But when did you get the travel bug? Do you remember when was the first time that you left the country and you said, yeah, I can do this?
Well, like you said, I was born in Germany. So I actually, when I got to the States, I was like 9 or 10 years old, as far as I can remember. So it never really felt all the way like home for me. So it wasn't really that hard. Once I started seeing what was going on with the economy, my mind was already open to say, the world is bigger than this. I'm not really, I do have family here and I have land in the States as well, but I also know that things can be done differently in other places in the world, and it doesn't have to be so hard. So I'd say in the first, well, when Trump first became president, was that 2020 or 18? 18.
Oh, the first time. Yeah, yeah. 2018, I believe. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
2020,
yeah.
the COVID thing was in the middle of his reign.
Was it?
So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, like we ended up leaving Atlanta. Like this is where I met my husband, and we started our family and everything, and our business was in Atlanta. But we left in Atlanta. We left Atlanta around 2013.
Okay.
So that's when we originally felt like, hey, things are, going kind of crazy, not only down here in Atlanta, but just kind of everywhere. So we went to Canada, and we stayed there for about a year right across the border in Niagara Falls, Canada.
Ah. Ah.
So yeah, we stayed there. We stayed there a while, but it was really cold, and we still did a lot of border back and forth because we had a business in Buffalo. So it just made it difficult crossing the border by land, um, just with our situation. So Canada just wasn't going to work for us, and it was cold. It was too cold. It wasn't comfortable.
Yeah, the cold
So
thing. I let that go a long time ago.
yeah, I think as you get older, like
Oh,
it's okay when you're young, and it's like, oh,
yeah.
I can just bundle up and I got a cute little hat and a cute little coat, the Uggs or whatever. But it's like as you get older, you're like, wait, my bones actually hurt. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
about to do this for the rest of my life, like every year.
So how did you even find this spot? How did this all come about?
Okay, so like I told you, the first places that we looked at were in Central America. We looked at Nicaragua, we looked at Belize. We looked at a few different places, but by the time we actually decided that it was time to move, um, Paraguay was really on our radar because we are in the States, we were buying and selling properties, like flipping properties. We would buy a property, fix it up, sell it. So keeping an eye on the market, we realized like last year, a little before last year, that the market was about to make a turn. And this is our main income is buying and selling real estate. Okay. So at that point, we just knew like, hey, we're in a property right now. We're going to have to sell it now or risk losing more. Right. So if we have to sell our property now, where are we going to reinvest? And we looked in Florida, Texas. We looked at many different areas within the states, but none of it really made sense financially. Like for what we would have to invest in the property, the price of the property, the return, knowing that the market is going the opposite direction for us as sellers, we were like, I don't, we need to find a new market, diversify our assets, and, just look at some different options. And again, hey, if it doesn't work out, the states are still here, as far as we know. They're there. We could go back.
Right.
And like I said, we still have 5 acres there.
Right.
So we still pay taxes in the states. We still have property there. My husband's truck, my Big Mac computer. Like I still have a lot of stuff there. We couldn't take everything. We took one-way flights, so we didn't have money for shipping containers, and it was like, we got to go.
That's part of my question. That would be up in there too. Like, how did that move happen when the time did come? So you still own a ton of shit there. You still have some stuff there and and y'all only left with what, 2 suitcases? That's it?
We had like 8 suitcases actually, so it was a lot. It was a lot because we made sure we brought our studio equipment, which is like behind us here, all of them here.
Okay.
So we had our studio equipment, and I think we each had like one bag of clothes. But a lot of our, like my Big Mac computer wouldn't fit in any of our suitcases, so I couldn't bring it. And it was too late to like find it. It was just a lot to try to travel with that and risk it being broken because I couldn't carry it on. So yeah, we did leave a lot of things there, but again, it was the time was of essence at that time, and looking back we can see that it did exactly what we thought it was going to do. A lot of people are not being able to sell the home for what they thought it was going to be worth or what they think it should be, as far as the market is concerned. And we saw that happening, and we still got hit by it. We still didn't sell our property for what we wanted to sell it for, but we were able to sell it for enough to start over here. So we were able to reinvest here. And for what we sold our property, it would have been very hard to reinvest in the States.
Okay. So
to get a return.
Sure. Well, yeah, that's your gig. That's what you do, right? Buy and
right.
sell. Yeah. So you find Paraguay. Have you visited before? Or did you just move there?
No, we hadn't visited. We visited on YouTube.
So you just went for it. Oh, I got all types of questions. Where did you stay when you landed? How did you?
Okay, so I'm a long story short. This is what I'm gonna tell you.
No short story. I want the long story. What do you mean?
It's a lot. Okay, so we had planned on coming to Paraguay, and we had already rented an Airbnb. So we had booked that online before we arrived. Okay, so right after we bought our plane tickets, we bought the Airbnb. So we had that booked for 2 months, and there was no flight that went directly from where we live, from Missouri to Atlanta to Paraguay. It was Missouri, Atlanta, Chile, or Missouri, Texas, Peru. It was just all these different options to eventually make it to Paraguay. So I'm telling my husband as we're booking the flights, I'm like, look, we can't get straight to Paraguay. If we got to stop and we got to pay extra baggage fees, because remember, we're coming with all these bags, and you got to read the fine print. You got to read the fine print, because when you change airlines, you pay another fee of all those bags.
These are the tips I'm looking for.
Yes. And listen, every airline doesn't give you discounts on media. So because we have a media company, we had media in a lot of our luggage that was to be what is it called? Booked, not carry on, but they put it under the plane.
I'm with you.
So as media, we only paid $50 per large thing, and they were heavy. You know, so they don't charge you extra if you're a media company. We had our passes and everything. So, but again, we have to keep in mind that we're going to have to change flights, and it's going to be, we have about a week before we need to be in Paraguay to get to our Airbnb. So where do you want to go? You want to go to Peru or you want to go to Chile? And we love Ben Stiller. Something about Mary. Santiago, Chile has already, you know, just like been in our minds. So we're like, hey, Santiago, Chile, like, let's check it out. It's close, you know. So, all right, see, now my husband stepped out. See, this is the part right here. So we land in Chile, yo. We land in Chile. My husband, we're in the cab going to our Airbnb, and he's looking around and he's hot. He's like, we're in a third world country. He said, why are we here? And if this place is supposed to be more developed in Paraguay, then we're gonna have to figure something out here. Because I don't like what I'm seeing. Okay, you know, first impressions, again, we've never visited, we haven't seen the nice places, and then the slum, you know, it's just like, you just see the graffiti, you see the huts, you see the whatever. So first impression
of this.
Yeah, you know, and again, I've seen the videos, he's seen the videos, but it's a different thing in real life. It's a different thing in real life. Right?
Give it to me.
So it was a rough start, and after he's like, you know what, we're gonna have to just look around here, because again, Paraguay is, if you compare it to the other countries in South America, they feel like it's like on the bottom. It's like, Paraguay, who wants to go there? It's not, nothing's happening, right? Okay. So he's like, let's just stay here and figure it out. So we canceled our Airbnb, lost our money for our Airbnb in Paraguay. We had it booked for 2 months. So I was like, look, anything to put a smile, like, it might not be a smile on your face, but at least we'll be where you said you will give it a shot. Like, I'm flexible. Like, we can make anything work, but it was hard to make it work in the States. So now that we've got off the plane, like, hey, I'm putty. Like, just tell me what you want to do. Like, I will do it.
Sure.
So we get to Chile.
That's a good approach. That's a good approach.
You know, I've been married since 2000. Yeah. So 25 years, you know, it's about give and take. We're like a uncommon balance. Like, he's a Capricorn, I'm a Gemini. And everybody's like, oh, you know, that's not going to work because you guys are too different. But it's a balance. And a lot of times I might look at things one way and he can see them a different way. Okay. But we have to be able to give each other that grace and say, you know, yes, I might see things one way, but I'm going to listen to you and I'm going to feel you out, and we're going to like make sacrifices for each other. That's how we've lasted this long.
Which I'm assuming in this type of position is a very wise choice to make. I mean, you both just got off the plane in some foreign fucking land. You know what I'm saying? So thank God you had the wisdom to really put things together. Okay. So y'all canceled the place in Paraguay. You're in Chile. Where did you stay there? How did you figure that out?
So we had already got an Airbnb for like 3 or 4 days before we had to catch our next flight to Paraguay. So I hadn't booked the flight yet because I knew we had about a week before we were able to check in. So after we canceled that, we already were in an Airbnb. So we just looked for something for another 30 days. We're like, all right, so we're here. We said we're going to give it a shot. I'll see how easy it is to integrate here, like get some temporary residency. We left with all of our documents. So I figured, hey, we got our documents, we have money, and I have a contract. I'm an insurance agent as well. So I have something to show that we have some kind of income, like maybe this will work. And it didn't, but I tried.
It didn't.
No, it didn't. Now, if you have lots of money to spare, and you can pay attorneys and people can like make contracts for you to say, hey, this person's going to work for me, and you've got like, you know, $5,000 per person to pay, like, hey, you can make anything work.
Sure.
The other thing that could have happened in Chile for us is I thought about studying Buddhism. Okay. They do have like a religious type of residency that you can get there. So that was an option, and that was like the last option. But I went through the attorneys, and it was expensive, and I was like, I don't know, whatever. So we still tried. We were there for 2 months, and almost every day of the 2 months, it was like research, going to this place, getting this notarized, just trying to figure it out. Like, can we get this going? And we met a guy there, and he actually told us about Mendoza, Argentina. And right, 5-hour drive, I believe,
It's not
on
that
the
bad.
bus. It wasn't that bad. But we ended up taking a car. He had a car. So we went to Mendoza like on a weekend. We were
That's wine
still booked
country.
in. Yeah, it's
Wine
beautiful.
country. Yeah, I know.
But we were still booked in Chile. So we still were like paying for our living, and all of our stuff was in Chile. But we took a weekend, went to Mendoza, and my husband was like, oh no, I love this. Let's come here. So I'm like, okay, I'm down with that. Like I already told you, I'm putty at this time. Like it's whichever way you want to go, babe. So we get back after 3 days and we're like, okay, we're going to Mendoza. Like that's the end of the thing. When we book our next hotel or our next Airbnb, it's going to be across the border. We'll figure out the rest. I don't know how we're going to get all our stuff here. So we booked that. We came back and we booked our space in Mendoza for 30 days. Okay. And we still did the same thing. Like can we integrate here? I got to go to the place where you get your residency, submit my paperwork.
So you've been moving around a bit, huh? Let me ask you though, this is the second time you landed somewhere and you were like, can I integrate? Can we make this happen? Right? What does that look like though? What is that checklist? What's your like top three? Can I integrate? What are the top three things you look at if you can? What were your criteria in that?
Right. Well, depends on the country. So for Chile, if you have a contract with a company there, somebody that's going to like sponsor you and say, hey, I'm paying this person, that's one way that can be done. If you marry someone there, which weirdly enough, our friend offered that type of service. I'm not going to go too deep into that, but you can. He said he divorced his wife, but I was like, hey, we're gonna figure something out. But thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, the amigos, like gracias, like muchos, they are very open and helpful. Like South America, Latin America, every person almost that we've met every person has been very open and helpful. Some people go crazy, you got to cut them off. That's everywhere in the world. But for the most part, we've met some very, very helpful people along our route. So, so we get to Mendoza. So yeah, that's what you look for. You just got to see like, what is the way? So for for Chile, you need to have a contract. You need to have a contract or you need to be married to somebody. Like that's going to be your easiest way.
So for you to stay somewhere, you have to be able to do it legal is what you're telling me. You're like, all right, if I'm going to move here, I need to have my residency. I need to have all my paperwork legit. For you, that's the key deal breaker.
Correct. Because honestly, one of our main goals, so we have the real estate, we have small children that we want to be able to bring up in a healthy environment. And we also need additional citizenship. We can't just be stuck walking around here as U.S. citizens.
Sure.
If you understand what I mean, that passport is not as beautiful as it seems. Used to be.
Nah,
so,
it's always been the same bullshit.
Hey, it looked different. It looked different. Even people around the world like respected us, and like one of our clients here, every time we go and do something, he's like, yeah, she's from America. And I'm like, please don't say that. People don't like us. Just tell them I'm African or something. I don't know. Just please stop telling people. Just off the rip, like she's from America. Like, dude, you're gonna get me hemmed up. But thanks, just tell them my name. We'll stop there. So
you guys land in Mendoza. You're in Mendoza now, right? You got all
your
stuff over there.
Yeah. So yeah, and that one, like, if you look on our page, you'll see that was an adventure. Just that situation. We ordered a van to carry all of our stuff so we make it all in one piece. The van didn't have the proper paperwork to go through the border from Chile to Mendoza. So we were stuck in purgatory for a few hours, and he had to like bribe the bus driver, which we still also paid. And he still didn't give us our money back, the van driver. So but we were there. We ended up catching the bus, and once we landed, we had to take two Ubers. Well, one Uber canceled, so I took a taxi. The Uber dropped my husband and my children off at the wrong location, not the location that was in the app. And they were lost for like 4 hours in the middle of the night, around 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm running around Argentina with pictures of my family saying, has anyone seen these people?
I have a particular set of skills.
Yeah. So it was a rough start to Argentina, but the policia were very helpful. We did eventually find them using the Find My iPhone app.
Okay.
But none of our phones had service, so I had no idea that it would even work, but it did.
Okay.
So luckily, yeah, we were found within a few hours. But yeah, so with Argentina, the difference between Chile and Argentina had an option where it used to be before the Mr. Milei became president, right? So we got a tendency of living in the past. So it's like, hey, as far as we know, you can come here and take Spanish classes, and you can use that to get your temporary residency. And then once you're here for 2 to 3 years, you can apply for your permanent residency and citizenship, right? So that was the research that we had done for Argentina, and that's the route that we decided to take. So me and my son started taking Spanish classes. We went down to submit our paperwork, and they're like, that's not important enough. No, it's not gonna fly. Thanks for taking the language, but maybe you should have took it before you got here. They didn't say all that, but that's the impression I got. Like,
that was, yeah,
we don't care.
Yeah.
That's not important to us that you learn language, right? Like, that's on you if you know you're messed up. So that didn't work either. That didn't work either. Now, the only thing about Argentina, which everyone told us, is they're not going to kick you out. So as long as you can prove that you stayed there for like 2 to 3 years, then you can still apply for the residency. So, and everyone said it. They're like, they're not going to kick you out. They're not going to kick you out. They don't remove people, right?
Right.
That's what they said, you know. So, but I still, that didn't sit well with me. Well,
okay, I could see
right?
that. Yeah, I could kind of get on you.
Right, option. Now I'll stay there before I came back to the States. You know, I'll rough it out. I'll be a rebel for a second if I had to. My life depends on it at this point.
Right,
but
right.
we are taxpayers there, so I can buy land and all of that stuff there. But as far as like the residency and passport situation, it would have took a while,
Okay.
and a little unlawfulness. So at that point, our background checks are beginning to run out because these are only good for 6 months.
Okay.
Right. So now we're like 4 months in. We're trying to make it work in Mendoza, and we've already started the classes, waiting for them to give us a little paper to take to the residency place. And by the time they give it to us, the residency place is like,
Okay.
that's cute, but you know, you got to do more than that, like an engineer or something, you know, save a life. Can't just learn the language. So, yeah, they told me. And so, you know, I looked at my husband. I'm like, hey, you know, our background checks are about to run out. Option. This is an option. Mendoza is an option. If nothing else, if everything else fails, we can come here. We can legally buy a property and we can just stay in it. If nothing, you know, if nothing else, we'll just buy something and stay here and work it out. But Paraguay's right there. We're that close. I mean, it was still like 27 hours away on the bus.
But it's there.
But it's there. Like, we're one country closer. So maybe we should just go check it out. Like, we're right there. We're right there. So we ended up putting most of our stuff in storage in Mendoza because we're like, hey, we love Mendoza. We'll come back.
Yeah.
And even if we got to come back to get our stuff, we can't travel with like 8 bags, and 5 of them are huge. Five of
Okay.
them are huge. I have one here. It's huge. So, so we catch a bus, 2 buses to Mendoza, to Paraguay.
Okay.
And we arrived in Paraguay. We got the Airbnb. It wasn't in the best neighborhood. It was Fernando del Mora South, not the North. The North is nice. The South is not so nice.
Okay.
But the Airbnb was beautiful, very nice on the inside. It's just if you're looking for first impressions, that's not the place you want to go.
Okay.
That's where the streets are going to flood. And weirdly, when it rains really bad and the streets start to flood, it's like the people throw their trash out so that it flows down river. It's really weird, but it's only like I hadn't seen it anywhere else, but in that particular neighborhood. And I've been in lots of neighborhoods. So I was like, what the heck is, like, y'all still live here? So yeah, but you just you see the water flowing, you just see people like throwing their trash out, bags of trash. So maybe it's a waterway system. I don't know. It could be the trash just ends up at the bottom. Am I lying? Okay. So
I'm with
I'm just
you.
trying to give it to you raw. Like,
all right.
go to the north side. Don't just go on Airbnb. What's the cheapest?
Is the north side where you guys ended up?
No. I mean, we're in Atira is where we started building. It's the cleanest city in Paraguay.
Okay.
And
and you could get your paperwork there. Everything's legit in Paraguay for you?
Yes. Now for Paraguay, we are legit in Paraguay.
Okay.
But we are going for a different type of residency program, and it includes the investments that we're doing. So we're still working on that part. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's through the SUACE program. SUACE. It looks like sauce. SUACE.
That's probably a local thing, but most countries have some type of investor's visa type option. And I was just, you guys invested bank there, property and a house and whatnot, so you might fall under that. What I'm thinking, I don't know, but you may.
Yes, we qualify.
Yeah,
we do qualify.
Okay.
So for that investment,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say you do have to qualify separately. And for Paraguay, it's 70,000 per person, but you have 10 years to invest it. You just have to commit to invest in 70,000 per person.
So in your case, it'd be 140.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
We're almost there.
So, well, there's a lot to unpack right there. We just went through 3 different countries. You're in Paraguay, and this is where you guys, the shock that your husband felt the first time when you guys landed in Chile. When you got to Paraguay, that's desensitized a little bit, or what was the shock for you guys in Paraguay?
Well, it had been desensitized because while we were in Chile, we were able to see some different sides of town. Mendoza, everything was just beautiful. You had some places that were less developed, but it wasn't like ghetto. It was just undeveloped, but they're happy and smiling and everybody's fine. They eat and they're not they still have shoes and stuff. Mostly you got people that don't, but it's not whole communities that you would see you might see in Paraguay or different sections. Right. So yeah, we were able to see that in Chile. So by the time we made it to Paraguay, and we came in on the bus, so we were able to see a lot, spending 28 hours on the bus. You can see some different things. So it's okay, I see the mall, the palm trees, the city part, and I see where we ended up. And, let's just we're here, so let's move around, get our paperwork going. And honestly, we were also looking to invest because we're okay, if this is the place where we feel we can really make an economic, upturn, then let's check it out. This is the time to do it. Let's see what's out here. Let's see the prices of the land, see the prices of the houses, blah, blah, blah. So that's what we immediately started doing.
But you ended up staying. Obviously it worked out. That's the spot, huh?
That X marks the spot. And honestly, there's a few reasons why we're in Brazil right now, but all of our investments are in Paraguay. Every dollar that we've invested besides this rental here is in Paraguay.
Okay.
So we have a total of 6 lots. So we purchased 6 lots, and we're building on our second lot now. The first lot is almost finished.
Okay.
And then we have the second lot, the security gate, I think is finished now. So they'll be starting on the small house.
Yo, I have so many
soon.
questions. How the hell do you buy land? How do you just show up in Paraguay and be like, yeah, I want land? Did you go through a real estate agent, an attorney? Was the process difficult?
I want to answer that question.
Okay, so
there we go. Give me,
so
please,
here we go.
please,
So here
give
we go.
me.
Come on over.
There we go. I like this. Please
Come
give
on
me.
over.
Thank you so much for your time, man. Thank you for coming on and explaining some shit to us. Thank you.
No problem.
So yeah, please tell me, man, how does that come about? Like, okay, I just landed and I'm just gonna find land. How do you give me the process?
Man, I'm telling you, it ain't no process. The process is you gotta have a magic genie. Right?
So silly.
And I'm dead serious. Somebody who willing to go through anything, almost anything, you know what I'm saying, legitly and respectfully.
To make things
Catching
happen.
buses.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So,
okay.
you know, of course, it's the paperwork and the applications and all those steps. That's really all it is, and a little bit of cash. You know what I'm saying? That's the main step. But the actual get it done through the language barriers, through all the travel barriers, and all the minute things in between that. You just gotta have somebody who's willing to do that and know that they're gonna make it. They're gonna get through it either way. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's some powerful. That's some powerful shit, man. Thank you for that.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah. You gotta have somebody on the team, on your team. Everybody is an arm and a leg. You know, we're transformers on our own team. You know, I'm my own transformer. My family's our own transformer. I'm this arm, she that arm, my kids the legs, whatever. You know. So everybody gotta play their part, and that's what we do.
But that's definitely awesome because some people get stuck up in that game. You know what I mean? Where they land somewhere they don't know shit and they get overwhelmed. Like what I'm trying to express right now, it can be overwhelming. And like you're saying, to have somebody to push you through that is what I see you acknowledging your wife for right there. That's some powerful shit, man. You guys, that's important to tell people at home, right? Like,
exactly.
It is overwhelming. It's crazy, but push through it. You could do it.
Yes, it's tiring. Yes.
Frustrating.
And you guys got y'all got a whole family, right? There's a bunch of you?
Yeah.
How many?
We got
two kids. My son and my daughter.
That's a lot, man, to just go to another country with 2 kids and make it happen.
Yeah.
That's pretty heavy.
And she's a 2-year-old and a 7-year-old. Yeah.
I just had a daughter. She's 4 years old. It's been a lot, man. Moving around countries has got to been crazy cool.
Yes.
All
definitely,
right.
yes. Yes. You can take over.
Okay, so he said that part. As far as the paperwork is concerned, because we did another interview, and this crazy attorney jumped on the interview comment section, and she's like, "You can't buy a house or a car before you go through your residency process." Okay. And I'm here to tell you that that's not true. This U.S. passport is good for something besides paperwork. Okay. And honestly, that's all you need to purchase property.
Okay.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
How did you find
if you're married? Finding it, okay, so that's the research. I did Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
Researched areas, and we didn't have a car at the time, so I was catching the bus, and when you might go to one location, you see other places on the way, so you take the phone numbers down and you send them a WhatsApp, because mostly everyone down here in Latin America uses WhatsApp. Yes. So that helps to cut that language barrier down, because you don't speak the language, but you have Google Translate. So you can still ask the questions that you need, and you still can get the answers. So
awesome.
that's what we did. We searched on Marketplace, and that's where we found our first property. And then we bought 2 lots that were located behind our first one. So we were just on site and saw that they were available, contacted them and purchased those, as well as behind us. So everything else was footwork. Our first one was Marketplace. Everything else was footwork.
I mean,
and no, we didn't need an attorney.
Okay.
With our first one, the land was on payments. So the payments were with a reputable company in the country. So the way the man explained it to me, he had built a home on the property. So we were buying the home from him. It was a small, like 1-room house with a bathroom. We were purchasing the home from him and transferring our information to the payments on the lot. So we were buying the lot from the company, not from the person. So if you're buying a lot from the person, there's much more due diligence that needs to be done. You have to make sure that the deeds are in the correct, name and everything. That's what the property or vehicle.
Right.
So, and I recommend using a reputable company with both of those to avoid paying thousands of dollars on an attorney.
Thank you.
Because the attorneys will convince, they try to convince you that you need them. Like, you're not going to make this happen without me. And, and that's not true. And you don't have to go through the residency process to buy anything, Miss Lady. And you don't have to go through that to buy a car. You just take your U.S. passport. I told her, just say it again. Take that U.S. passport and make it good for something. Get out of there and start you a new life somewhere else, because it's possible. And you can figure out the rest when you get there.
Yeah.
Because that's the hardest thing, is getting there. The hardest thing is like detaching yourself from your shit, from the States, from your job, from your family that you don't even talk to or see. Like, that's the hardest part. So many people don't even make it past that stage.
Let me ask you about that part, man. You got 2 small children. And when you were back in, I don't know, because you moved around a lot. So we were in Atlanta, Missouri. We were around a lot. But when you told your community, your friends, or like your parents, whoever it is that you communicated to, yo, I'm out, I'm done, I'm fucking out, I'm going to South America. How did everybody take that? How was that? I mean, you seem like a very outgoing woman, and you seem like, yo, I'm gonna do this, and you get up and you fucking do it, right? That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. So I'm sure, like, telling your type of friends and family, it was kind of, but still, you got 2 little children, right? Like, how was that reception when you were like, I'm out?
Right. Well, first, even when before we got our passports, my mom's like, "Hey, you guys aren't going anywhere. Just everything will be fine. This is the way it's supposed to be. Just And I'm like, "Okay, Ma, I love you, and I've got a space for you. If you ever decide to get your shit together, like we gotta go. We have to go." So we have very limited friends. We try. My husband talked to all the 3-4 friends that he had, spoke to everybody about it, tried to convince them, like, hey, let's get some money up. We can go together. Like, shit, I'll even pay your plane ticket. Like, we were like that with our friends. Like, honestly, it was down to that wire, because we're like, don't let the fact that you don't have the plane ticket stop you. Because most of our friends have some kind of talent. Like, they're either like making shit out of burnt wood, or like tattoos, or like all of our friends know how to do something. Like, they build things,
awesome.
whatever, paint, build houses. Like, let's come on over here and let's make this work over here, because you're working 10 times harder over there for what? You're paying for wars that's killing people all over the world. So you gotta stop that shit. So this is how to do it. Like, yeah. So I'm sorry.
That's a genuine experience. That's an authentic experience, though, because it's true, man. I feel you on a lot of these topics that we're touching on, because it's tough to tell the people that you love, like, yo, I gotta go. I gotta go. This ain't for me no more. All right.
Yeah.
So I got to touch on it. I know you've already mentioned it, and I can see that you're getting by and all that, but the language, man, are you learning language, or is it tough?
Yes. I actually, listen, I I cried a little bit today when I was buying ice cream for my kids. The kids were in the car. I was like, y'all go get in the car. I'm going to pay for the parking. And I tried to buy some ice cream. So I paid for it. I got my little ticket and I went down to the end and I'm just waiting. And it's like, 12 people have come up and got their ice cream. And I'm sitting there like, I don't know what to say, but where's my ice cream? And how are all these other people that have come behind me? Like, they're getting served. So I'm trying to like speak to the guy and I'm like, Paquito, idiom. And I just like start crying. He's like, English? I'm like, yes. Yes, English. I just want my ice cream. Here's my receipt. And he's like, okay, I'm like, it's rough. Every now and then I break down because I'm like, what am I doing? I can't even pick up this ice cream. You know what I mean? Like something that's simple, all of my words are escaping me. I know that I paid for it, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do. So I should have stopped by somebody and gave them the receipt and then they would have made it for me. So it's rough, but it's doable when it comes to getting your paperwork or taking care of business, buying a car, buying land. It can happen, but you're going to have to use Google Translate a lot. And you're gonna just have to practice as much as you can, like just the basic stuff. When you're coming down here in this country, most people are going to ask you, where are you from? So and they talk really fast and they don't care if you said you don't speak the language, they're going to keep talking and they're going to be talking really fast. So you got to like listen for key words. Donde país? You're like, oh, where am I? Estados Unidos. Paquito, I only English, please just slow it down. It's hand movements. I tell everybody like the first issue I had, we're vegan, so we don't drink cow's milk and eat meat. So we get to our Airbnb and there's like a market downstairs and there's bread, but I don't know if it has milk in it. Most people don't even think about that, but I have to. So I'm like, I don't know the word for milk, but I'm a breastfeeding mom. So I'm like, and they're looking at me, they bust out laughing at me. And I'm like, the bread. And they're like, pan. See, is the pan have, and they're like,
that's a tough one, though. That is a tough one.
And no, but what the way they understood me was moo.
There you go, the cow. So you're making it happen with the hand gestures and the words, but you're making it happen.
And it's still rough. We've been here like 430, 40 something days now. So I still break down every now and then. I still get frustrated. There's delivery service out here. And sometimes when you work with people on WhatsApp, they want to leave you voice messages instead of texting you. So it's hard to translate that. So I'm like airdropping it to my computer, sticking it in CapCut, trying to translate what the hell he just said. And they talk so fast. They talk so fast. And they're like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to hear this like 12 times. I don't know what he said. And I just listen for one word, estamos. He's on the way, babe. He's on the way.
He's on the way. That's great.
So
that's great.
Keywords. That's the thing. Keywords, Google Translate. You might want to get CapCut if you're doing some serious business and people don't like to text. You're gonna have to get creative and start translating.
Another thing.
He wants to say something else.
Please,
one more thing. And like I'm already here, like in the same. She do her thing, I do my thing. Of course, two heads is better than one all the time. So, I have my way of dealing with that. That's totally opposite from hers. But I make sure I relate everything that I know to her as well as she do to me. So, that obviously going to work for you. What I'm saying, automatically. If two of y'all are going at one person. You know what I'm saying? If he's Spanish, it don't care if he's Spanish. It's both of y'all. It's two of y'all. Both of y'all should be able to handle him.
You
That
should
person.
figure it out.
You know, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's like I write everything down.
Okay.
I write every single thing. I mean, every single minute thing that we're supposed to do or know.
Okay.
You know, I'm the organizer.
Yes,
so you're studying. So you're studying more.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the one that made sure like the stuff is packed, ready to go.
Every 30 days.
Every 30 days before. You know what I'm saying? We was already packed, because that's me. I don't like waiting to the last minute to do stuff like that. So
okay.
I'm
I could
already
see
organized.
That. I could see the control to the chaos you guys got going on.
Exactly.
I got
exactly
you.
What's happening.
I see this dynamic.
That's actually the name of our group, Organized Chaos.
That's the name of the group.
We're a music.
We make music
together.
We're
a music group.
Are you
we're
serious?
Solo artists. Yeah. I'm LA Dun Hoodie.
Okay.
So if you go on like Google LA Dun Hoodie, you're gonna see it off my.
When I was going through your videos earlier, I was doing research, for this interview, making sure I knew some of your stuff. And I kept seeing that you were in the studio, or you guys were getting ready to make a video, right? Is this what I'm hearing now? Is this what we're talking about? Just so I'm clear.
Well, we work with other artists too. So the videos that we were making is for like here in Brazil. Okay. We've been shooting videos for artists here that we met. So we've shot like videos for him.
We've been in the music world for like over 20 some years. Yeah. Like we did stuff with T.I.,
his mama,
the whole family.
Well, it's funny because you were saying, man, that you guys are in media and you have your passes and the luggage that you have is so large and this and that. And I'm talking about the expat thing. I didn't get there yet, but so that's what y'all are into full time, huh? For 20 fucking years now.
We just brought stuff that was gonna make us money.
Does this add to what you're doing day to day now?
Yes. Yeah. This is like this is our passion. This is our passion.
Yeah, that's the time filler right there. Like I'm the music. We do everything about the music from the beat.
So is that what you're doing in Brazil?
Yes.
You're helping an artist out with some stuff. Is that how you're doing
it? Yes.
Do you make money off of that?
Yes.
Okay. That's awesome. Give me about this. So this is your day to day, and this is how you guys are making it for now.
Right. Well, now we don't make lots of money. So the way we were getting paid off of videos there as opposed to here is not the same. No. So we do make a little money, but really our main income is still real estate, and we have a contract. Okay. So with our real estate, our contract, we can just pay this whole rental for the year and just wait on our house to finish being built.
Okay.
So really, that's the bulk of our money. Anything else that we make is just like, extra little money, but we don't depend on making money in this country. Okay. Our main
slow us down tremendously.
Okay. How did you find the artist in Brazil?
Well, at the gas station.
We know artists when we see them.
Yeah,
I like that.
Tattoo. Yeah, we like you said, we've been in the industry for over 20 years, so we have a knack for like feeling the energy of an artist. So if we can see somebody and be like, hey, he does music. And we could be like, hey, let me just give him a card. And it happens like that. We're like, just want to give you this card. This is what we do. And then they're like, oh, I do music. Yeah, well, I know that. That's why I gave you the card. But I don't want to tell you I'm psychic because you might think I'm weird, but I do know. I can feel. I can feel the energy. So we can like feel it, and again, you see the microphone or you see the, music note, you just look for different signs and you're like, okay, you can see the creative when you know it.
I think it's great because overall what I'm hearing is that you guys have obviously it's a moneymaker, but besides that, it sounds like a hobby as well. It's something y'all been doing for 20 years now, right? You're into this. So it's dope to hear that it's dope to hear that even down south, even with this expat lifestyle, you guys are still following up on your passions and doing shit. So you got like a lot going on.
Yes. And now that we're a little settled, like we're not in our home yet that we're building, but this has been the first time we've actually been able to like set up our equipment, sit down, be comfortable to edit, have a desk.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like we've been kind of carrying it around with us, but we haven't been stable enough because we've been moving almost every month. You know, from one Airbnb to another.
So being in Paraguay, do you do the tourist? I mean, that's where you're building, you got properties, you got shit going on. Do you guys do the touristy bit? Do you get out and see the country and be tourists and all that, or not? None of that?
Not so far. Honestly, since we left the States, it's been so much work, research, footwork, you know, searching.
Okay.
And then when you're not doing that, just like keeping everything balanced at home and everything. So we haven't got to that point yet.
Okay.
Now that we are able to put our stuff down and not have to think about moving in 30 days, and we have our investments going, like they're going. We don't have to buy anything else right now. And we are okay for the next few years as long as the investments keep going. So now we can mentally enjoy something else besides each other, you know. So we haven't really hit that market yet, but from looking for the home, looking for land, like we've seen a lot of areas throughout Paraguay. Driving from Brazil to our house, we've seen a lot, you know. So we've seen a lot of the both countries.
We're always in like touristy.
Yeah, we're in a touristy area now. So I guess we are in it, but we just don't do the touristy thing. Like we don't go out to eat because we don't eat meat and we don't eat milk and cheese. Yeah, so that's not something like we do.
Once you figured your diet out, was it easy for you to get what you need in these places?
Yes. Now,
like once you figured out where to buy everything, and is everything within an arm's reach? You got everything going for yourselves?
Yes.
Okay.
To a certain extent, everything you need, yes. Everything you want, not necessarily so. Paraguay has everything you need as a vegan. Yes. Fruits, vegetables, land, you know, tranquila, no violence. Like it's good. Yeah. It's the spot that you need in your life. Yeah. Okay.
Paraguay you need that. Where you need to be. Where you need to have your real estate. Where you need to buy your car, get your car fixed, all those type of things. Yes. You know.
They got it on lock.
Yeah. Brazil is the place where you want to go when you want to have
stuff you want.
Okay. Yeah, that indulging part.
Okay. So that's what I'm gonna get to. There's like 3 or 4 reasons why we chose to really settle down right here across the border. For one, we're only 4 hours away from our land, which for us is like down the street. Like we used to travel all around the States by car. So 4 hours is nothing for us. Okay. So that was one thing. We're close. We can keep an eye on the land, keep an eye on our workers. But the vegan options here in Brazil, the vegan cheese for sandwiches or macaroni or whatever, that's here. Can't find it anywhere in Paraguay. That's also in Argentina. The vegan ice cream. They have options here that they don't have in Paraguay.
Okay.
Okay.
It's all that type of stuff. You know, you get the junk part.
Sure.
You know.
Comfort. That's
I get it. No, believe me.
That's what we Americans call junk.
I got you. So believe me. I feel you.
Actually, we wanna by the end, even though we're in Hatira, we want to be closer to this side where we're like close to Brazil and Paraguay at the same time.
So you could get a bit of everything.
Get 2 worlds.
Yeah,
2 worlds.
That's
and then what you're saying though, with having the two, the respects, like having that stuff, just that gringo, like that material.
Yeah.
So I live in the middle of nowhere. I'm in the jungle on the beach in the middle of nowhere. We're about an hour out. We're about an hour outside of the city. Oh, I love where we live, but we're an hour outside of the city. But still, my wife and I, we're from America, so every now and then you get that itch. So yeah, we go into Managua. We get the movie theater with the lay down seats and Fridays. You know what I mean? We got to get that shit out of you. You got to get it out of your system sometimes. So I feel you. That's nice that you have that benefit of being between these 2 countries like that. That's really cool. So let me ask you, what's been the hardest part of all of this for you?
I would say the language barrier, because it's taken a while, you know, it's now in Brazil, they don't speak the same languages as they do in
It's
Paraguay.
Portuguese. Yeah, you're in another world now.
Yeah, I came over here like gracias. They like, I'm like, oh, obrigado. I didn't know it was a whole nother y'all right here. Why y'all gotta do that? So now we're learning Portuguese. So yeah, I would say the language barrier is the most frustrating.
Okay.
Because it's almost like you're having to learn like a baby how to talk.
From syllables, from sound, the syllables, the vowels.
Yeah, and everything's so different.
The exchange of vowels. The exchange of vowels.
Yeah, so
remembering the exchange.
It's frustrating. I can't sugarcoat it. I can't say that it's easy and you're gonna learn in 6 weeks. Like maybe with those apps, I don't know.
But we don't worry about that either.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We're getting by fine. Like we purchased the property we needed. We have our van. We got insurance. We got everything that we need. So
money talk more than voice.
Yes,
that's a true
learn
thing.
How to. That's it. The money.
Thing.
That's what they.
Green
so that's what we know.
Green is international language. We all understand green.
Exactly.
Everybody understands green. Yeah.
Get it done.
So,
all right. So give me a plug, man. How can I help you out? How can, if people are watching this and they're like, I need to hear more of this story. I need to see what's going on. How do we get in touch with you? And what we're going to do is when I edit the video, when I put it out live in the comment section, the first comment is always, if you want to get in touch with Michelle or you want to use their services, whatever, I put it all right there. So give me a plug. Tell me, how can we get in touch with you?
Yeah. So a few different ways. Contact us on WhatsApp. Send a text message because please do that. I still have people calling my phone. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to answer right away because I have other things going. But if you send a text, reach out, then we'll definitely connect. It's just a better way for us to coordinate and make sure that we can connect. So WhatsApp is area code 1 for the United States, 573-317-6181. Please, again, text that number. If you don't have WhatsApp, you can still text the line. You can still text the phone. That's fine. And you can visit us online, thealmightyclub.com. We do have a travel tab on there. You can click on that. You can set up a consultation with us if you'd like to have more information, more details, get down to the nitty gritty. If you need advice on planning, on your travel, everything that has to do with it on purchasing property. We are the property plug here as well. So we have options for you. If you want to reserve some property while you're getting yourself together in the States, you want to have something already situated here, we can help you with that as well. So just make sure you reach out to us either on the cell phone, the WhatsApp. Follow us on TikTok because I will respond to your messages. I try to do it as fast as possible, but like at least within a day, I'll get back with you. The TikTok is The Almighty Club. Instagram, you can follow us on Facebook. Like anywhere that you follow us, just send me a message. Try not to do it on Instagram because it'll sit in this other thing where I don't see it for a while. Like I don't have notifications. That stuff, like, I got a lot going on in my life all the time, and I can't have notifications on my phone binging and buzzing, and I just don't. Like, my phone is usually off. That's why I said, please text so that my heart stays well so that I can serve you.
Awesome.
I want to help people, like, make this transition, whether you just have questions about it or you're actually about to make it and you need help with that jump. That's what we're here for. We're like the Underground Railroad to get you to your new life. So, yeah, that's how you reach us anytime. 24 hours, we're like up all the time, but text us and we'll message you. One of us is up. We still have that thing, like we were in the States, it was so violent, like somebody has to be up, like as the watchdog. So like, okay, he's asleep. Okay, now I'm up, just making sure nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. I'm gonna one day, like when I relax a lot more, everything's gonna be really tranquila. I think I'll get a full 8 hours of sleep at night, but I'm still on American time, like in my brain. I'm still trying to like relax. That's hard too.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, have you been able to slow down? Have you been able to take in that culture and everything you see? Because you did move for a reason, right? So now that you're out of that craziness, have you been able to slow down and really take the South American?
It's still.
I mean, you're a hustler. I can
Not
see it in you, man. You don't sit still.
And that's the thing. When we really haven't, like, the most important things that we have taken in is the beauty of the people. Like, people that we connect with are just like they're so helpful. You know, in the States, we're used to paying for everything. So it's like you offer them money and they're like, no. Like, when we were in Chile, the guy would come to me to the attorney's office, come with me to the attorney's office to be a translator, and he wouldn't even take money from me. And I'm like, you stopped working to come up here and help me, and I can't pay you. I'm trying to tell you that's how I appreciate you, is with money. Don't you get it? Like,
Yeah.
I'm an American and I have to pay you. Like, that's what I do, right? I just pay all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, adjusting to that. But I feel now, like, today we had our first outing, like, really, where we were able to go to the mall, let the kids play, you know, buy them a book, like, here, you know, where we were able to get out together and do something. So again, now that we're settled, like, moving every 30 days makes it hard to settle mentally. You're always looking, okay, what's the next spot? Every Airbnb is not going to let you be there for 6 months. And you might not want to be in one spot for 6 months until you figure out where you need to be.
Sure.
So we just figured out where we needed to be less than 30 days ago. We haven't even had this place a month. But now we're able to settle, put our things down, help others. You know, we're able to help this other artist, shoot his videos. You know, we're mixing it. Everything's up. We got the new Elvis microphone, upgraded the mic. So now we're able to, like, settle, take each other in. One of my main issues was I was working in Chicago during the week and I did not see my family, like, when I was in the States, and I didn't see an end to it. And nobody cared, because, like, that's the thing. Like, you work first. You work to show that you take care, you love your family, or you work your ass off. Like, that's how you show you love your family. I'm like, yeah, but my daughter calls me dad because she never sees me.
Yeah.
You know, and she doesn't know how to say my name because I'm never around. So I'm like, no, I don't want. This is our second time having children. We have 3 grown children that are still there in the States. I'm not losing my family to America. I'm not losing myself to the States. I've lost enough. I've lost enough. And even if China goes and takes over and I lose my land and everything else, then whatever. At least I have my family and my sanity and peace. So that's the way I see it.
That's awesome. I love that. I really love that. If you can teach yourself, because you've been through a fucking lot. You guys have been through 3 countries. You've been on the move. If you could teach yourself from right now, you could teach yourself when you first embarked on this journey, something from now, what would you tell yourself?
From now that sometimes you gotta say fuck the plan. Because before I left the States, everything was planned to the T.
Right.
Everything was planned. And if I was as anal as I was about my planning and the way that things needed to play out, I'd be even more crazy than I am right now. I wouldn't be able to function and focus. Okay, so plan, like, research and do your due diligence. But when it comes to planning, like, short term it. Like, don't think that, okay, I can work this out and this is what it's going to look like this time next year. It's almost impossible. You can have some different ideas, like plan A. I tell my sister, you have to have plan A, B, C, E, and motherfucking G, right? MFG. You got to have all of them. You can't just stop at A, B, C, right. Or D, all of the above. You got to have, like, options. So yes, have a plan, but also understand that you need options. You all like plan with options. Don't plan on it's got to be set like this or else, it's over.
Okay.
It's over. So that would be the thing is plan, but don't look too deep into it. Like you got enough to think about getting out. The plan to get out is a lot.
Sure.
And logistically, it's a lot. So like take your steps, know where you want to land, and you can know where you want to end up, and you might eventually get there. We eventually got there. But are we not physically there right now? Right? So that wasn't a part of the plan. This wasn't a part of the plan. But what was a part of the plan was our family staying together.
Dope.
So if you're going to plan for something long term, don't let it be anything material. Don't let it be things that, like, let it be love. Let it be compassion. Let it be the future for your family. Like, that's what you can long term look forward to. But how you're going to get there, ain't no telling. But you got to take a step. You have to take a step. It's some telling, like if we would have stayed, I know what my life would be right now. I know I'd have a lot more gray hairs. I'm skinny, but I'd be skinnier because I lost a lot of weight before I left because I was stressed. Because that's the American way. You're supposed to be, right? It's a way of life.
That's what it's supposed to be.
So no, we decided not to participate in that anymore. I want to say one thing.
Please.
Because we look like we might be around the same age. Maybe. I'm in my 40s. I'm an 80s baby, okay?
Yeah, me too.
So,
I'm 43 years old. I was born in 82. I'm with you.
Okay. All right. So what we have to do is not be stuck in 1950, 60. Don't think that because your grandma or your grandfather was able to, stay at this job for 40 years and retire and, got the gold watch and that's what your outcome is going to be.
Sure.
Because I feel like a lot of people are stuck on the American dream, right? The American dream was sold to us based off of what our grandparents were able to experience. It's been going downhill since the 70s. And we've been still sold the same dream. So with that part, the only reason I really mentioned that is because when I first left, I had the idea that these were third world countries and no one has shoes and everything is dirty and there's nothing. And how do I get to this grocery store and how do I buy, that's the thought that they put in us, that you don't want to go anywhere else because you're in the best place in the world. And everywhere else is a third world country, except our friends. You go to Europe or, but everything else is third world. And I found, through comments and people reaching out to me that they take offense to that shit. They don't like to be called.
Yes, they should.
Right.
Shit, yeah.
Right. But for us, I'm like, that's all I was told. Like, I don't even know how else to describe you.
No, it's true coming from America, especially in our period of time, man, because we grew up in today's world is different, man. These kids today, they have Facebook and shit and their news is different. The way we grew up was like you said, this is America and it's first and be scared and don't leave. And we didn't have Facebook. We had what the fuck they told us, and what they told us was all bullshit, especially in the 80s and the 90s. They could have told us fucking anything and we would have had to believe it. So I live in the country I live in has a very unique relationship with the United States. It's Nicaragua. So there's still people that are scared to come here because of shit they may have heard in the fucking 80s. Do you know what I'm saying? And weird things. And like you're saying, they get here and they realize, man, that's all bullshit. Like it's all of it is bullshit. And they got to reprogram for what, if they've been lying about this and this place is dope and beautiful, shit, I got to get out there and see everything because what else are they bugging about, So I hear you. I hear you very, very much. Yeah. Thank you for that. So that was awesome, though.
Yeah. You're welcome. I just figured, I'm like, we've got almost the same amount of grades. I probably have more than you. I'm just
No,
covering them up.
no, don't. I got a little girl. She's 4. She's giving me more. Uh,
Right, right. What did we do? I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
This is my last question for you. We got a young person, and they're watching this video and they're like, man, y'all did it. Like, you guys are living the fucking dream. I want to do this. What's the piece of advice that you would lay on them?
Be creative. Be creative in research and due diligence. The creative part is, like we just mentioned, we growing up, you might box certain places out or certain parts of the world because of what you were grown up or taught or told. So, just doing your own research, like pushing, taking that time out. You don't have to like doom scroll and watch other people live their life all the time. Find out things that you want to know, like for your options. What options do I have? Is it okay if I just take a one-way flight there? Do I need to have a follow-up ticket? Like, it's so many things that you should spend your time on in order to have a better quality of life.
So,
We were brought up thinking that you have to get a good job to have a good quality of life. That's just it. Like, get a good job, have a house, get married. Like, this is your life. That is
do
it.
this, do this, do this, do this, right?
Right, right. And it's just, that's just not like, it's a whole lifetime that I've lived that I never want to live again. And I'm not religious or anything, but I've done this before. I lived somewhere in like a third world country when they were really third world, and I left my family and went to the States to make all this money, and I died alone. And I'm not doing that this time. So I've had a little past life regression, but I'm just saying I'm not doing that this time. Nope, it's not happening. Me and my family, we going out together.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome.
Sure.
Man, Michelle, you have a crazy journey. You guys are awesome. Your entire family, you guys are an inspiration. Thank you so much for sharing with us. You've really dropped some gems today, some shit that I'll have people thinking. So I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you to your whole family. And yeah, I send you nothing but positive vibes. I wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having us. My husband has popped in and out, but that's more than he usually does. So he must really like you too. So thank you. Thank you so much for having us and giving us the opportunity to share our experience and hopefully help others like that deserve life. Life is so much more outside of the States. It's really no other way to say it. I don't want to be so frank, but it's so much more to life.
I'm appreciative that you said it in that manner because it's true. Again, thank you, and we'll talk soon.
Sounds good. Ciao.
Ciao.
Wow, Michelle, that was amazing. Thank you so much. You answered so many questions. You had so much good insight for us. I wish you the very best. You're an inspiration, and thank you. Thank you so much. Sending nothing but positive vibes your way. To my listener at home, if there are any questions that you want me to ask one of my future guests, just put it in the comments section. And if there are any countries that I haven't yet getting around to, just let me know and I'll try to get there, okay? Hope to see you next week.